Hey and welcome. Today we are going to solve +1 interview question. Let's get into it. Here's the first example. Basically we have an array of digits which represents a number and we need to add 1 to that number. So in this case 123 becomes 124. Second example, we have 4321 plus 1 becomes 4322. Super easy. But last example here is a trick of this problem. What if we have number 9? Then we might return 10. Notice that we went from 1 digit to 2 digits. Let's see how we are going to implement a solution for this. One brute force solution is that join values in this array together, handle the conversion from string to number on the fly, and just do the +1. Finally, split the result number and return it. And of course, you can do it in other ways too, but this will turn into a mess, right? In terms of space complexity and runtime of the algorithm in larger scales. Especially, I mean converting numbers and strings together back to back. But what we are going to do is a bit different. The first two examples we saw were super easy. We should just add 1 to the very end index and return it. But things will be a bit crazy. In case of any appearance of number 9, for example this case, we know that it will turn into 10, and the 9 here actually will become 0 in this case. But we cannot put 2 digits in place of 1. What will happen is the carry situation, and that 1 from 10 will be carried to the tens, which is going to make us to add the tens here manually to the result. But here pops up two edge cases. First one is simple. What if we only get the last digit as 9, like 129 here? In this case, the 9 will turn into 0, but the 1 will carry to the tens in place of 2 here. So the result will be obviously 130. Okay, second edge case is a bit extreme. What if we get multiple 9s, like this case 999? In this case, adding 1 to this will make it 1000. The point is, again, it will change the length of the result array to 4, but what actually will happen is that the carry result of 1 from very last digit will be moved to the left index as much as possible and eventually unshifts itself to the beginning of the array. Honestly, I'm feeling a bit stupid explaining these things you already know, so let's jump into the code to see how we are going to implement it. To implement a solution for this, we are going to need an iteration over digits array from end of it, because that's where we should start and the last digit exists. And within this iteration, we will check for one important thing. If a digit is 9, and if so, we will turn it to 0 and the carry situation will happen. Just remember that we are iterating from right side of the array. So we will first take care of the last digit of 9 and pass the carry to the tens, hundreds, and so on. But speaking of the carry situation, the next iteration after the last index of 9 will be the one who takes care of the carry. So we will add 1 to it and immediately return the resulted array that we modified in place. So why we are returning immediately? Let me show you an example. For a number like 129, when we iterating from right side of the array, just look what will happen here. We will turn 9 to 0, then add 1 to number 2 here. Now, does it matter to do the rest of the iteration? Absolutely not. We already have our answer. That is why we return there. But let's look at it from a different point of view. You may ask how this will handle a normal number like 123. In this case, the last digit is not 9, so we will directly fall into the else case here and just increment the last digit and again return the result. Okay, now comes the time to take care of our extreme edge case. If we saw only 9s so far in our iteration, we will never going to fall into the else case within our iteration. That means we are going to only run this if case for all digits in the array. So now imagine we are finished our iteration and still not returned any value. That would only mean one thing. We carried the 1 until that point to the beginning of the array. And because of that, we are going to add 1 to the very beginning of this array that currently only holds 0 as a result of iterations over and over on 9 digits and falling only in this if case. So we will unshift 1 to the beginning of this digits array. Finally, return the digits array. Now, if I run this, test cases are passing, and if I submit, we are in a good shape here. Let's jump into the slides for time and space complexity analysis. So the time complexity will be O of n because we iterate through all numbers in worst case, and the space complexity will be O of 1 in JavaScript because in my opinion we just did every operation in place, and in worst case scenario we unshifted 1 to the beginning. But let me know if you think the unshift has different space complexity. There are different arguments around it, so if you know a better answer, please leave it in the comments below. So that was it for this video. Thanks for watching, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I will put a few more links about different playlists in the description for you to check it out. And finally, hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for the next one.